There is so much bullishness, my head is going to explode. At the floor of a parabolic bull year, first Bitcoin president installed in January, US Bitcoin reserve in play, record-breaking BTC ETF, deregulation incoming, no BTC capital gains tax in play, crypto is here to stay, and we zoom out on the total crypto market cap, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, and altcoin season, the sonic boom we talked about yesterday, is just looking like it's moments away. Bitcoin right now on the daily chart at that trigger area, and ADA on the weekly making this weekly move, still 3 days, 8 hours to track how this week closes, but a multi-cycle move in play right now. Hit the subscribe, hit the like on the way in. These are all the things I want to talk about. I'm going to do it very quickly for you all. Let's start on the total crypto market cap chart. This is altcoin season chart. I just want to point something out on this chart. The move that I'm looking for, and just to give you an idea, when you measure from Bitcoin halving, if I can get this, to where we are right now, we're looking at around 182 days past Bitcoin halving, okay? So if we look at last cycle, 182 days past Bitcoin halving, I want to just make a note of what was happening. Altcoins were starting to make their move. And I want to make a note of where this was happening. We're looking at like the third week of November, 2020, mind you, weeks after the election. Where are we right now? Elections just happened 2024. The cycles are coming together brilliantly. The move I'm looking for altcoin season, you can see this previous swing high in March 2024. I'm looking for the move to that area to break that previous swing high. And then I think it's game on for altcoins. You can see last cycle we had a similar swing high that altcoins broke. And it was kind of, there's the swing high, move into the 20 week, and then the explosion upwards. Here we are, here's the swing high, move in and below the 20 week to the 50 week. Now we're looking for the separation from the 20-week moving average in green and the 50-week moving average in blue, the separation to that yellow line and beyond into altcoin season. That's what I'm watching for. Bitcoin on the daily, guess what? This is what will trigger it, in my opinion. And here's the thing. I'm very hype. I'm very bullish on the macro. But I know 100% this is not an immediate thing. Likely not an immediate thing. This is multi-year resistance. This blue line that you see here, we talked about it, I think in yesterday's video. It's the neckline of a multi-year inverse head and shoulders, one of the biggest pattern setups for Bitcoin in all of its trading. And we have the target to the upside, 130, 140, up to upwards of $300,000 in that range right there for a bull market high. And if you look at it, you start zooming in and you're like, oh, wow, that's a very big, meaningful breakout trend line. The neckline. And so with it will come likely some hassle, some resistance, a challenge, a hurdle for Bitcoin to really hop over. And so while we're here, and we're not even testing it just yet, it's in this close to $77,000, $76,000, $77,000, we are right below it. So not only are we just exiting this hot zone of resistance, which is the upper trend line of this falling broadening wedge, we have the breakout, the throwback. We exit that hot zone, but we are met with immediate resistance here at this neckline. The breakout out of this upper trend line, the broadening wedge back here, is around, just over $80,000. So for me, I'm watching this. Maybe immediate resistance at the neckline right now. Bitcoin doesn't go much higher in the short term. And then we're consolidating, we're falling. People are like, man, maybe we have to pull back to the 20-day moving average down here. 69,000. Big dip for Bitcoin. Maybe it's sideways, right? I don't know what it will look like, but we're waiting for this target to be hit just above $80,000, and then we might get a throwback then. My point being, as we enter into this cycle, and it's only beginning of November, we're not even in January 2025 yet. We have to be patient, and we have to allow dips. We have to allow consolidations. That is just the way bull markets operate anyway. So allow for 10% dips, 20% dips, fake outs, all of that good stuff. But let's monitor resistance. And for me, it's this area on the Bitcoin charts that I think will spark altcoin season. And so we are just below it. Pivoting over to ADA on the weekly chart. Let's start there and then we'll dig into the daily. What I just want to mention in terms of this is time frame. ADA right now is doing exactly what it did last cycle. We've identified this many times. Here's Bitcoin halving. We are around 196 days after Bitcoin halving, and we're looking to see if ADA can break above and really escape this 20-week moving average at this moment. Well, last cycle, 182 days after Bitcoin halving, that is when ADA made the move. So not exact, maybe like a couple weeks different, but that's ADA making the move into its bull cycle. And notice right after that, it did consolidate for a month before really making its way into altcoin season. There's altcoin season, that purple line right there for altcoins. There's ADA making the move. But what I want to mention is this. Again, when ADA broke this 20-week moving average and escaped it mid-November 2020, right after elections 2020. Where are we right now? Elections 2024 and altcoin season. Speculatively, we have this line, the beginning of December 2024. So between right now and right here, there is, if ADA were to do what it did last cycle, a case for ADA to be right now entering its parabolic bull cycle. Now, there's a lot to track when it comes to that. And I want to mention this. This is back last cycle when ADA did break out. Notice the symmetrical triangle ADA broke out of and then consolidated for that month we just looked at and then into altcoin season. Check this out. If we go to the daily chart right now, what do we really have? We have a symmetrical triangle pretty much in play. And not only that, we have a busted symmetrical triangle. And busted symmetrical triangle, busted pattern is when we get a break to the downside or even a break to the upside, we get the throwback or the pullback in this case. And if we can see ADA break to the upside, that could be a busted pattern. So it's kind of like a fake out, meaning ADA looked like it was about to break to the downside to its target. It actually pulls back into the pattern and breaks to the upside instead. This is incredibly bullish if this plays out. What I want to point out right now even, because I know we're looking to see how this weekly candle closes on ADA. Right now, 3 days, 8 hours left. But in the short term, here's what we can watch. Look at the immediate confluent resistance of the upper trend line of the symmetrical triangle and the 200-day moving average. Absolute insane resistance right now, around 39 cents. I don't know. ADA has not been good with resistance for quite some time now. And that is just the way it has been. The moment ADA can break a resistance like this, could be the moment that we're waiting for ADA to truly break out into its bull cycle. I don't know if this is the moment. So immediately, right now in the short term, I'm curious to see what happens in the next 7.5 hours. This is huge resistance for ADA. Does it fail? And you can even see right now as I'm doing the video, it's kind of just this wick right to that resistance, and you can see why. This is a lower high area from this upper trend line of the symmetrical triangle, and it's met with just exact resistance at the 200-day moving average in red. So let's see how ADA kind of operates right now. The narrative in play for ADA right now is its TVL, is the fact that it is potentially getting ready because of Bitcoin OS to capture over the $1 trillion market and liquidity that Bitcoin has, because Cardano, if you haven't been paying attention, is integrating and becoming really the first layer one to kind of bridge with Bitcoin in a trustless manner. So this is massive narrative for Cardano right now, as it sits at just maybe just below $250 million TVL. And many people might be like, that's pathetic. But I want to say something. When you have a top 10 that's just getting ready to open up the bridge for Bitcoin in a trustless way, and it's this undervalued in terms of TVL, the upside right now for Cardano, that is a top 10 blockchain, is massive. So as a value investor, that is intriguing. These are my thoughts on Bitcoin, on altcoins, on Cardano. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I appreciate all of you cruising through. Please hit the subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Turn that notification on. Be notified of crypto news, crypto price moves, all that good stuff. And if you like this video, please hit the like. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.